The mind is an incredibly powerful tool, and yet most of us have little understanding of its true potential. We often allow our minds to control us, to shape our experiences without realizing that we too have the power to influence the mind itself. The way we perceive the world around us determines not only how we feel, but how we experience life in its entirety. Our perception is the lens through which we view everything: our relationships, our work, the world at large, and it profoundly affects our emotional state, our reactions, and our overall sense of happiness. Perception is not simply about how we see things with our physical eyes. It encompasses the way we interpret the information that our senses bring to us. Two people can experience the same event and have completely different interpretations of it. One may see it as an opportunity for growth, while the other sees it as an obstacle or a setback. This difference arises from the internal filters, beliefs, and conditioning we carry within us. The mind has a remarkable ability to distort or exaggerate reality, to amplify our fears, doubts, and insecurities, while at the same time it can also focus on the positive aspects of life and bring a sense of peace and gratitude. The power of the mind lies in its ability to shape our reality, not just in a superficial way, but in the most fundamental sense. It shapes how we feel in any given moment, how we react to others, and how we experience the world at large. If we perceive the world through a lens of fear or negativity, our experience will be dominated by stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. On the other hand, if we choose to perceive life through a lens of possibility, openness, and joy, the entire world shifts in front of us. We begin to notice opportunities where before there were only obstacles. We see beauty in the simplest of things. Our interactions with others become more harmonious because we no longer react defensively or with judgment, but instead respond with understanding and compassion. Our perceptions are influenced by many factors: our past experiences, our upbringing, our societal conditioning, our fears, and our expectations. But the incredible thing is that our perception is not set in stone. It can be transformed. We have the ability to retrain our minds, to break free from old thought patterns and limiting beliefs. When we begin to consciously observe our thoughts and question the validity of the beliefs we hold, we create space for a new way of thinking to emerge. We start to see the world not as a rigid, fixed reality, but as something fluid and malleable, something that can be shaped by our own awareness and attention. One of the most powerful tools for shifting our perception is mindfulness. By bringing our attention fully into the present moment, we remove the mental clutter that often clouds our view of life. We stop living in the past, rehashing old wounds, or projecting into the future, worrying about things that may never come to pass. In the present moment, there is only what is. And when we are fully present, we experience life in its purest form, free from the distortions of judgment, expectation, or fear. The mind becomes quiet, and in that stillness we can access a deeper sense of clarity and peace. Furthermore, our perception is not limited to how we see the world around us. It also governs how we see ourselves. Often, we are our own harshest critics, constantly judging ourselves against some ideal or standard that we feel we must live up to. But the truth is that this inner dialogue, this constant self-criticism, is nothing more than a series of thoughts and beliefs that we have chosen to identify with. By changing how we perceive ourselves, by accepting who we are, imperfections and all, we free ourselves from the chains of self-doubt and insecurity. We stop looking for validation from the outside world and start cultivating a sense of inner worth and confidence that is not dependent on external approval. The beauty of this transformation is that it doesn't require any grand gestures or external changes. It begins with a simple shift in awareness. By recognizing the power of our thoughts and the role they play in shaping our experience, we can begin to take control of our minds, rather than letting them control us. We can consciously choose how we perceive the world and ourselves. We can choose to perceive life as a series of opportunities for growth rather than as a series of obstacles. We can choose to perceive challenges as stepping stones rather than as insurmountable barriers, and in doing so, we create a reality that is aligned with our highest potential. The mind, in all its complexity, is the gateway to our experience of life. When we understand the power of perception, we understand that we are not merely victims of circumstance, but active creators of our reality. We are not at the mercy of the world around us, rather we are the architects of our own experience. And when we recognize this, we unlock the ability to transform our lives not by changing the world, but by changing the way we see it. In that shift of perception lies the true power of the mind.